Hello, my name is Jason and welcome to Designcast. It's a podcast where I interview a wide range of guests and ask the question, how do you design education? Why is this important? Students all learn differently and need varied teaching methods to be successful. It is more important now than ever to accommodate and personalize education for all students as much as possible. I use my 25 years of experience as an educator to ask questions and to learn about the exciting things people are doing to provide for all students and their unique perspectives. Each episode, I chat with guests from all over the world, from classroom teachers, authors, consultants, and beyond. We chat around a range of topics that we feel are important right now. Will you join me in this journey to learn and grow together? If it's your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to check it out. If you like this podcast, please leave a review, rate, subscribe, share, and download from your preferred podcasting app. This helps the podcast get discovered by new listeners. Also, please use the hashtag Designcast when discussing your thoughts and feedback on your favorite social media platform. To connect with me, I would love to hear from you. Thanks for listening. So let's get on with the episode. Welcome back to another episode of Designcast, and I am just so excited to have Rezuan with me today. Rezuan, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me in your show.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to have you here, Rezuan. And so, Rezuan, if people have not met you before or don't know you, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what your current role in education is?
My name is Rezuan Chowdhury. I've been teaching for the last 12 years. Currently, I'm working as an IB POP coordinator at Smart Innovation School. It is in Dhaka, Bangladesh. I have completed my Bachelor of Business Administration and Masters of Business Administration from Leading University in Sylhet, and it is in Bangladesh. And I have completed my CELTA from Thailand, and also I have done a lot of IB workshop from Malaysia, Indonesia, and also through online as well. I believe in sharing and learning through research in education. I love to help teachers. Of course, with everyone. I love to help to everyone, but mostly with teachers because during the COVID, I can understand many teachers. They have gone through a tough time. So I try to help what I can do for the teachers. I have conducted more than 60 workshops from local schools and global schools during this COVID, and teaching is my passion.
I can tell. I can really tell it's your passion. You've done so much in your career already. Yeah, I think you have a long way to go still. You have so much you've already accomplished. It's really, really fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with me. And so, as an educator in Bangladesh and as a PYP coordinator, do you currently also teach students, or are you a full-time coordinator?
I'm also teaching because teaching is my passion. So, though I'm playing the role of a coordinator, POP coordinator, and it is an IB candidate school. Very soon we are going to apply for authorization. I'm conducting basically unit of inquiry class for year 3.
Okay. All right. So for the, I guess, third grade age kids, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Grade 3.
Yeah, that's a fun group. That age is a good time. So when you were teaching in a PYP or elementary school classroom, what was your favorite subject to teach?
I love to teach maths and unit of inquiry, of course. And I love to integrate language because in my earlier school also, I used to teach in different grades, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, even in KG1, even in playgroup and nursery. I have found that when you integrate language and maths with the unit of inquiry, it is more fun than in unit of inquiry class because you can connect to other subjects with the unit themes.
I've noticed you mentioned earlier you've done a lot of workshops and things, but it seems like you're quite the researcher and author. So can you tell me a little bit about some of these research papers and presentations that you've done?
Sure. I do believe as a teacher, we not only should be involved with teaching, also we should be involved in the research sector. Basically, in South Asian countries, mostly the university teachers, the professors, they are mostly part of a research. They are doing research stuffs, but hardly you can see the primary schools teacher or maybe secondary school teachers. They are not much, associated with the research platform. I found during COVID, I thought, why should not I involve myself in teaching, as I'm doing PhD as well? I tried to do research in education. My PhD concept is a small and medium enterprise. It is not a part of education because my background was business. But after getting in the education sector, I thought I should do some research in education sector as well. Recently, one of my paper going to be present in Maldives. And next week, I'm flying to Maldives for presenting a paper. And 5 of my articles have been published in different international journals. And also, I presented my papers in Malaysian universities as well. Last year, it was a 2021 and 2020 through online.
Wow. You're much busier than me, I think. Well, I don't know where you find the time to do all that, but I'm sure that the community appreciates the time and the energy you put into presenting and preparing these research papers.
I collaborate with other two. I collaborated with other two researchers as well. I'm not only doing the research by myself. I have 2 other colleagues. They are also part of my research.
Right, of course. Yeah. Well, it's still a lot of work. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. And I have to say, I'm a bit jealous about you heading to the Maldives. And I'm in a cold place in Beijing, so I'm a little jealous. My numb feet are wishing they could hit the sand a little bit, but that sounds awesome. Well, I hope you have some time for sightseeing and some fun while
I've
you
been
also
to Maldives
share that.
2 times before.
Oh my gosh! Now you've made me even more jealous, but it's on the bucket list, man. It's on the bucket list. Fantastic. All right, Rezuan, thank you so much for sharing that with me. And so. You mentioned you were in business before you were in education. So as you became involved in education, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced? And then how have you addressed those challenges?
Basically, I had no plan to be a teacher. And my father, he forced me to go for a business administration undergraduate and for master's, because he was a banker. So he wanted to see me as a banker. In South Asian countries, mostly, parents are pressurizing to their children to go into their own choices. That my father was dreaming me, he was dreaming basically to put me in a multinational company or banking sector. And later I found that when I was doing my undergraduate course and master's, I was involved in teaching as a part-time. I used to teach teenagers to develop their language. And then I found, this is a very good place to, I should develop my career on this sector. And then when I moved to education sector as a full-time teacher, I found that I should have done my B.Ed or M.Ed. So it was a kind of a challenge for me to get in the education sector, being an business administration bachelor and master's degree background.
Yeah, I can imagine it's really hard sometimes to shift industries that are quite different. So I'm glad you were able to make that shift. And yes, I understand the pressure that parents put on us. That's quite funny. Okay, so Rezuan, I want to ask you the question I'm asking everyone this season, and that is, how do you design education?
Design education, being an IB teacher, we must think about the program of inquiry first, right? In our mind, that how it will be, go like horizontally or vertically. And then we have to think about the scope and sequence of single subject teachers, the specialist teachers like visual teacher, PSP teacher, language, and maths. And program of inquiry starts from like play group 2, nursery to grade 5, and some school grade 6. And right now, when I'm working at the school, they already designed program of inquiry. I just have changed some of the things because I found some of the teachers that give me their reflection basis on the program of inquiry. They want to change the central ideas, and when they change the central idea, lines of inquiry is also getting changed. and I set up I talked to the teachers, and that we all agreed to change some of the stuffs from the program of inquiry. So these are way, like, we are not changing the whole of the program of inquiry, but basis on that local and global context, we need to change some of the stuffs that it is required for the children. And then we must think about the scope and sequence. We need to maintain the standards. So, some of the parents, they have some, especially in IB school, parents have some issues regarding, what the teacher is going to teach in the classroom, what the children are going to learn, as we don't have any textbooks, right? So we have to do all the curriculum stuff. We have to develop our curriculum basis on the standards that other curriculum schools, they are offering the same kind of things in their that particular age group students. So basis looking on these standards, we have to develop our students' curriculum. Also, we have to think about ATS skills, learner's profile, taking actions. All these things are what align with IB philosophy. We are collaborating with the teachers. I'm not the person who is going to develop all the curriculum stuffs. I sit with my POP team, and collaboratively we decide what should be the things in the unit, and then we consult with the consultant, and after getting that approved, then we move to the final teaching and learning steps.
That's a lot of work. I know that like you said, you're not the only one to be doing it, and the work is worthwhile. And so thank you for sharing that process with us. So Rezuan, let me ask you, if a student who is in one of your PYP classes seems to be struggling with the way that the material, the activity, or the instruction is being delivered, what kinds of things do you or the teachers do to adjust or differentiate for those students?
Thank you for asking a very good question. Many teachers are struggling with these things. Being a teacher, we should know our students, and it will not take much time to understand your students' their level. What is their understanding level? And based on it, you have to design the learning experiences, or you can say activity. You should have a differentiation. You should always keep in differentiation strategies in your mind. You should give the students a choice. If you make that stuff only for him or the particular group of students, they might not like it, right? So we should always give the students agency. We should give them choices to select their learning engagements. Not only the teacher going to choose the learning engagement for the students. I'm going to give a group of students maybe 3 or 4 types of learning engagement, and I will tell them whatever you feel to choose, you are open to choose. You can work alone, or you can work in a pair, or even you can work in a group. So students can choose their friends to work in. Also, I'm keeping 2 to 3 multiple tasks. So students can choose which one they should go for it. So being a teacher, always we have to keep 3 to 4 options in our mind, but the learning objective will be same, but learning engagement will be different. And you should give them chance to, so you should give them the chances, not only the basis on the paper-based work or worksheet-based work, that I don't believe worksheet-based work. I also give them a chance to work in using the technologies, because our school is mostly involved. We have a lot of gadgets and technological stuffs in our classroom. So students are they are getting the free iPad from the school. So they are very techno free children. So they know how to use different kind of tools. So when I give them a task, I give them option. You can work in a chart paper, you can work on a paper, or you can go for a technological thing. So you can use any kind of tool. So so I can find many students, they are love to work in their iPad. So this is also one kind of choice I'm giving to the students to get being engaged in the activity.
Yeah, the technology is a big way that can really help assist our students, whether it's text to speech or to the annotations or whatever it might be. Just allowing students to access that information a little better is always good for them. And so thank you for sharing that with me, Rezuan. So Rezuan, let me ask you, if people want to get access to your research or to learn more about you and your work, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
I will going to share some of the links, and also
Yes.
I can share my LinkedIn ID as well
Okay.
with you. And so you can share it when it is on the air. You can share with the the audience.
Absolutely. Yeah, all of that will be included in the show notes, and I just didn't know if there was a particular way you like to be in contact, but it sounds like maybe LinkedIn or some of the other more traditional ways work.
I can share my LinkedIn and Insta.
Cool. That's very cool. Thank you. I'll make sure that those are all included in the show notes. And I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today. I appreciate the things you shared, and I really hope you have a nice time in the Maldives. I will be living through you.
Thank you.
Expect to see lots of pictures on your Instagram. So that would be wonderful. But thank you again for agreeing to come and chat with me today. I think it's been a really great conversation that's full of great advice. So thank you for sharing.
Hey, thank you. Thank you again for having me here.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Rezuan. Hi, guys. This is Jason from DesignCast, and I'm here talking to you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, let me give you a rundown. Basically, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. So here's how it works. Anchor lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to the most popular listening platforms, including Spotify, with a single tap. Anchor is also the only place you can publish video podcasts to Spotify. With Anchors, creators can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
This podcast is a proud member of the Teach Better Podcast Network. Better today, better tomorrow, and the podcast to get you there. Explore more podcasts at www.teachbetterpodcastnetwork.com. We will see you on the next episode.
I hope that you enjoyed that episode of DesignCast. Again, I'm Jason. I am the creator and host and one-man band when it comes to this podcast. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it, and please share it with your colleagues and friends and help me network with those folks who you think will benefit from listening to this podcast. If you own a company or you have connections where you would like to partner with me in this podcast, whether it be sponsorship or product reviews or any other possible services, please reach out to me. My contact information is in the show notes, and I cannot wait to hear from you. I only do this because I love talking to people and I love sharing my passion with all the listeners. So if you are interested in possibly being a future guest, please reach out and get in touch. I can't wait to hear from you. I really want to hear about how this podcast and its guests are helping you become better or to enrich your lives. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, be good to one another.